Esther's Reboot Challenge, Day 34, page 152. While others might believe that it is an extremely important piece of information, you can get more diverse insights from the information you find yourself than from what's being compiled for you by others. I spent most of this stage searching for information. I analyzed the changes happening around me by reading a wide variety of information sources, such as newspapers, books, and reports. While doing this, I realized that searching for information is a skill in itself. The more you do it, the more skilled you become, and the more capable you are of finding more premium information. At first, you might be a little sloppy, but if you keep at it, you will soon become well versed with the trends happening in your industry. As you refine your list of the skills that you need to keep and improve, and of what will change and what will remain the same, you will notify yourself responding to your searches, almost subconsciously by drawing lines. You draw lines to connect relevant pieces of information together, and at some point, it creates a chemical reaction. Through this chemical reaction comes a stream of new ideas, such as if I learned this digital technology and applied it to my marketing, I would be able to attract more customers, or since this is emerging as a promising new industry, I would definitely become competitive if I started preparing for it now. I know a CEO of a startup who is in his late 20s and has a new business idea each time I see him. He must have shared at least 50 with me in the same time we've known each other. In the time we've known each other. Now his train of ideas is running at an accelerated speed because his existing and newly acquired competencies are in sync with the changes that have been happening in the world lately. I imagine that even at this moment, he is drawing numerous lines in his brain. If you have finished writing down your list and you still don't feel a spark of excitement, it means that your analysis is incomplete. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. You simply need to keep studying. Keep looking for those dots to connect. Continue to ask those around you. Learn on experts in your industry and refine your list daily. One day soon, you will all make sense and you will know exactly what to do in the post coronavirus world. Stage 2. Write a 10-line synopsis by applying the Reboot formulas. Use your imagination to write a 10-line synopsis. Last year, I posted MK's 10-line diary on Instagram. At first, I started writing 10-line diary entries whenever I made a resolution or had a new idea, so that I would not forget them. Gradually, the activity turned into a habit similar to keeping a daily journal. Whenever I forgot the resolution I'd made previously, I would read through the 10-line diary entries that I had shared on Instagram. And this refreshed my resolution. For me, the 10-line diary was a guide to pulling my thoughts together, following through on my resolutions, and adding a sense of anticipation to my daily life. When the coronavirus crisis hit and all routines went out the window, I started writing things down again. Every time I found a small clue to pulling through the crisis, I wrote it down in my notebook. as I did in the 10-line diary. At first, I wrote these down rather casually, but after I learned how to write a scenario, I started grouping them into what I needed to keep, what I needed to improve, what is likely to change, and what is likely to remain the same, all based on my own criteria. When all the same clues were put together, they created new combinations and provided me with solutions one by one. Just a few days ago, my 10-line entry read: if we are to survive in this changed world, we must transform our company into a content providing IT company. For this to happen, I, the president of the company, must be the first to study digital technology. I must also hire IT specialists. Together with them, I will have to carry out the research needed to decide what kind of technology we need to adopt in our content products in order to create the best synergy. We also have to update our systems and content every day. The online college MKYU must also be revamped. Wouldn't it be a great help if, whenever necessary, MKYU offered classes for digitally illiterate students? I must take preparatory steps right now to put together such an education system as soon as possible. This determined, resolute 10-line statement is my own manifesto, which I have declared in response to the changed world. Countless people all over the world have been making their own manifesto since the outbreak of coronavirus. Companies are unveiling new business every day, and governments are also introducing new policies, all in an effort to respond to the new world. These responses will eventually change the world that we live in. Given that eventually, don't we all need to declare our own 10-line manifestos in response to the changes happening in the world? In terms of our scenarios, these manifestos will be equivalent of the synopsis that summarize the key plot. In stage 1, we have identified what we need to keep and improve, as well as what is likely to change and what is likely remain the same. In stage 2, we use those findings to write a 10-line synopsis. It is our way of declaring to the changing world what we will do to confront it and win. When I asked Jiyun to write her 10-line synopsis, she wrote, even in a changed world, paper books will survive. I would like to distribute quality books to more readers in the wider world and enjoy a greater sense of reward. Thank you.